Hello, hello. Cool. Hello, hello, hello. So today, we ended up making $1,000 in profit for the day. This was actually less than 24 hours, but like I said, for the day, we made $1,000, right? So let's talk about it, right? Let's break this trade down. I actually took this trade on live stream yesterday at night here. So I should just talk about it, right? So for the trade, right? Our entry was actually here. So we did actually go in drawdown, and yeah, we did end up going in drawdown. I want to say I think it was like $200, 220, something like that. We were in drawdown. And that was my mistake for one because I did not have this blue zone drawn out. So in the watching yesterday's video, right, I did not draw these zones. I didn't draw any of my zones actually. Yeah, I didn't draw any of my zones, and I just had trade. I kind of actually went by kind of like the MA. We're at the MA, and then I just completely just did not draw out my zone, right? But I still understood structure to the point where I was like, okay, I understand that technically this is like the lowest point. We're at 100%, so we were pretty much even entering here. I was okay with because I understood that we were pretty much almost at that 100%. So I knew there was like the floor was right here, right? So it wasn't much of a drawdown. But what was gonna get to me, or what could have got to me, was the lot sizes, right? I had three lot sizes. I had three entries, each they were standard lot. Total came out to three lot sizes, right? So yes, as this trade was starting to kind of come about, so let's talk about my entry actually first, right? So obviously, like I just said, entry was super early. Did end up going in drawdown a little bit. I forgot exactly what time frame I entered on. But nonetheless, I took a position. So here, one, two, and then three. Oh yeah, I do remember this. Okay, so one here, ended up pushing, pulled back. I was like, okay, cool, we're gonna pull back. And that's my second entry was only gonna be based off if we did pull back. So we did end up pulling back here. I actually wanted to enter based off this candle here, but then again, spread kicked in, and then my entry would have been like up here or something like super bad. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I missed out, and I was kind of mad about this. Ended up pulling back. Luckily, ended up pulling back, giving me another opportunity. I entered based off this candle here, took that to the upside, and then here I was like, here we are kind of maintaining this level of resistance here, but I still saw that overall we were still able to kind of maintain this whole level here. Put another entry, right, another standard lot, end up pushing up for a bit, and then next thing you know, we end up completely just tanking, right? Obviously on 30-second, it's a 30-second time frame, so it looks pretty drastic, but it was not that bad, right? It was not that bad. It was literally just a 30-minute candle right here, and boom. But again, we were in drawdown about 200 and something bucks, and then that's when I kind of came on my computer, did some more analyzing. I realized that I was like, okay, where are my key levels at? I had none, so then I was like, all right, let me put some key levels on here. Ended up finding this key level here. So when this kind of was in drawdown, I was like, okay, cool. I'm not really stressing. We're right here. I did not want to see this go further into this here, right? But that was a possibility, but that's not what I wanted. Luckily, did not happen, right? So we ended up maintaining this. Once I saw this exhaustion, I was like, okay, cool. Like I understand that we're pretty much found some level of support. Ended up pushing up, gave me a little bit more confidence. And then although we ended up pushing down, as long as we maintain the support, we'll be good, right? Which we did. So support was maintained, and then we ended up pushing up here, right? So here I was actually during this part here, I was actually asleep, and then I had woken up. I think to like right here, at the end of the end of this close. This is where I had um yeah, like kind of woken up and I saw this and I was like, all right, we're in profit. We're in a good amount of profit. We're above the MAs. So I was like, I wasn't really like stressing too much. and then we end up pulling back. And this is where it kind of got to me almost, right? This is because my entries were pretty much here. So even just at this level, we never went into negative, but we did go back. I think it was like $5 or something, like $3, right? So we went all the way up. Here was like 600 in profits. We went all the way to 600 in profit. Went back to like $5, right? And then here I wasn't close on closing my positions, but I like the thought came into my mind. It popped into my mind like, you know what, should we just close? At this point, I was just like trades like this that kind of take overnight, and then I'm watching them on my phone. I wake up, I look. It's very, very like draining. So then when you see that you're up a good amount of profit and then you go all the way back, you don't want to go. And again, we could have went lower, and that's what I did not want. I did not want to go even lower into like negative, and now I'm in negative, and now I'm trying to like see if we can either bounce back from these levels or this level again. And again, it's just putting me in another spot, right? After being up, after waiting this whole, this is like where it gets to me a little bit. And this is where I wouldn't say almost fold, but again, that little small thought still popped into my mind, like, should we have closed? Obviously, luckily I didn't, because then next thing you know, ended up literally right after that, shot up. And then this is when I drew these levels here. So I was like, okay, cool, where can we potentially go? And then I saw, okay, we're here at this level. We can even potentially bounce from this level here, which we did, right? So we bounced from that level there. Next thing you know, we're pretty much up here, right? Now, the reason why I closed, right, because technically I did close a little bit earlier than my second TP. So this is my second TP, third TP, right? I closed right before we even get. This is what I would love. I would love to have gotten here, but again, what made me close out was I seen this H4 exhaustion here, right? So this, I'm not saying that it's going to reject and just. I mean, it could, right? But I'm not saying either of that. I'm just saying that there's a level of exhaustion here. So this is an area of struggle. Potentially, we can see this area start to struggle, and then again, I do not want to. Even if this does pull back like it's doing now, and then say it pulls back even a little bit more. That's not something I want to be a part of at that point. Like, this is a move that's kind of like being drastic and just kind of taking a long time. So at that point, it's like I didn't want to go back into that, right? I would hate for me to now be in this for another second day. And I mean, sometimes that's what it takes, right? That's what it takes about being patient. But I do not have the patience for that. So again, I was being up 1,000, right? So that's something that I can't take for granted. Being up $1,000, right? Like, especially in a like the fact that we're in a place like this, it shouldn't have been like anything, right? So let me actually, so this is H4. So yes, I consider this to be like we're trying to push on H4, right? We kind of got like a small, like minor push, but it's more of a. I would still say that we're pretty much just within this consolidation here. Like, we're just kind of ranging in these areas here. For example, like, we're just boom, 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 boom. So I still don't say, like, we're kind of overextending a little bit, right? So, but at the end of the day, I don't consider this to be a push just yet. I think once we reach this, then I can say, okay, we tried pushing. And I mean, we got that push. But here we're kind of pushing. It's kind of like a very slow. If anything, these are M30 pushes, right? We actually did push here, push back down. Now we're trying to push once again up, right? So these are more M30 push, and what I'm trying to catch is more of the H4 push, which can take a while. I mean, it depends, right? It can take a while, like this. It can be a lot quicker, like this, or like this, right? It just really depends. But yeah, so that's something that we just need to understand a bit more, right? And the reason why I say this is because, again, I had 3 entries, right? So I keep asking myself or telling myself, should I have closed out here 2 of my entries and then tried re-entering another 3 entries here, catching this push, and now I'm taking away 2 entries up here, and now I'm leaving, right? Because again, these are all just push, right? And that's kind of the main focus, is just understand. Not the main focus, is just like I need to understand that at times when we have a lot of like areas where we can struggle here, doing that is not bad, right? Like, for example, like here, there's not much of an area. Like here, when we pushed up, the next like area of that was like here, which obviously we did struggle. See, but here is like it's not bad holding that. Yeah, understand that. Okay, we're trying to catch the H4 move, yes, but that's just the move, like the entirety of it. So it can still pull back all the way down here, right? So same thing here. So either we're within this candle, we're just pushing down there, pushing down here. I think that yeah, we should have closed. Because yes, we're trying, and again, it all depends on the move. I could have just taken off from here. Cool, sweet. That's what we pretty much want, right? But that's what we just don't know, right? We don't know whether or not how it's gonna play out, right? We just don't know. Like here, for example, here we catch it, push up, cool. And then M30. Yeah, it's just a bit more. I don't know. So again, that's the move that we're trying. But I mean, we're trying to catch a big swing, right? We're trying to catch an H4 push. That's a pretty big swing of a move. So let's see. This is technically what we want right here. It's like this push, because it's H4 push. So we're trying to catch that push. We're trying to catch that push. Here we're trying to catch that push, but again, it's not like we're getting that push. We're getting it kind of like boxy, kind of ugly movements, right? So then at that point, do I just close my positions and just call it a day? I think the same thing. I think it's just reading this. Like we have this areas of struggle. If we have areas of struggle, then perhaps we should, right? Because this is just one move, and then we're trying to catch that push. But again, we don't know how it's gonna push up there. It can be a quick one. It can be like this, where it's very, very just boxy and ugly. It can just be very, very just 3 candles, very push. So I mean, that's where I think it's just. So again, I could just hold these 3 positions here, close out, and just wait for it to like hit here, and then just close out that, right? Or I can just exactly every candle is technically a push, so technically it'll be like a 30-minute push, boom, close out, and then just wait for that, because again, we just don't know how it's gonna close out. Even here, right, we technically have that 30-minute push, cool, clean, exit 2 positions, 1, 2, see if we can find another 1, 2 to 3 positions here, boom, exit again, because technically that's not right. It can retrace all the way here, it can do a bunch of whole things, right, and that's what we don't want. Okay, cool, and then it ends up maintaining. So now we have this whole push now on H4 now we have the push. Now we technically have to exit out everything here, and unless we have this win position all the way down here. Like for example, this here, say we had a position here, a position here, and a position here, right? All here, and then it ends up tracing. We're gonna go negative, right? Heavily. And that's not something we want to be a part of. We have to exit everything out that is not at the lowest point, right? So again, that lowest point is the one that we can leave. So we should close this out once we get to that H4 like level, close it out, let it be. This here would have gone all the way in negative. I mean, yeah, we would have negative a little bit, you know, and then again, boom, okay, cool, second entry here, that's that second push. Right, exit, that's the next push. And now it's again seeing how this is gonna, now this can, just like this, it can retrace again 100%, boom. Or it can, like it did here, have a small little consolidation, push up again. Alright, now here, same thing. Okay, we could have either kind of maintain this level here and then push up, or like it did, push all the way down. You know what I mean? So this is where we would have exited this out here. And if we break this higher low point, then we break that higher low point, then the structure is pretty much shifted at that point. So now we would be a lot more like bearish again. So that's just that. That was just, yeah, so we should have, end of the day, we should have, right? Depending on the move, right? Depending on the move, if we feel confident, maybe something like this where we know for a fact that we're just going to get this straight bullish push, like this little bull push right here. Then at that point, we shouldn't be entering any more positions here and just leaving that bottom one out. Kind of like this here. Like, okay, cool. Like, maybe we just, I know it's going to get here, but it can get here very, very consolidation-y because it's going to get here. Maybe just, again, take out 2 entries and then just leave one, just kind of pushing at that point, right? Like, it just depends on the move. It really just depends on the move. But technically, okay, even though we're trying to catch the H4 push, there's many, many different ways on how we can get to there, right? So we just gotta play by ear. And this is all like this. All this is possible entries. We could have had another 3 entries here and then catch this push here, but now here we go. That's another consolidation, right? So let's say H4 in reality is gonna stop here, right? So this is it. That was pretty much kind of like the push in a sense. Then again, at that point, it can obviously that same thing just push back down here again, and then be at this area here. Things that we just gotta play it by ear, right? So again, that's what that is, right? And that could just be that H4 push in reality. Like right now we are pushing. This can be, so I'm saying we said that we can see this pushing up here. That'd be that push, right? This is still a push to a small extent, right? It's a little minor push, a little small push, but it's still technically a push. You just gotta see this. And then on 30 minutes, it's more of a structured base. We have a flowing with structure, right? And that's that, like a little push, but on M30, we're making structure. We're actually creating higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. That's allowing H4 to kind of just push, right? So M30 is a structured base, right? That's what we kind of have to go by. So, yeah, that was that right there. That was that trade there. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. And the pushing, I think I went over the fact that we did also go back and draw down a little bit, being patient. You know what I mean? I thought about closing, didn't close. Right after that, we ended up getting the main push that we pretty much wanted. Close. I already said why it closed based off just kind of that area off this here. I think we're actually off the M1. Was it M1? No, it was actually like on the 15th second then. Or was it M1? Actually, no, it was M1. So pretty much got this engulfing here, right? So I told myself that, okay, if we can't see this kind of pushing back up here, like engulfing, okay, cool, but maybe we can have a retracement and kind of push up. And I was going to close. And that's literally what happened. Next candle, bearish candle, I just closed. Closed the day, closed out in profit. And that's that now, right? So that was a great trade. Let's see if this has updated anything here yet. No. Still waiting for this. So as you can see here, it's still pretty much pending. Still says open, still says open, still says open. Even though it closed, still says open. Yeah, so I have, what is it? Great trade. Out of 7 trades, we lost 1. I shouldn't even have been lost. So far so good. I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna just take, so right now I feel really good, right? I feel really confident. I feel really, like I said, just confident. We'd be up almost 2K for the week. which is really, really good. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this next day off, kind of reset, kind of focus, just let the trades be, right? I don't want to like feel like I'm getting into like greed or like any type of over trading. I don't want to feel like I'm just like I can't lose right now. Like I'm just like, you know what I mean? I don't want to get to that point, so I kind of want to humble myself before the markets humble me. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna just take Wednesday off, and then Thursday, Friday, I'm gonna try to look for like a little quick move, just try to like end the week smooth, right? I'm not trying to really. That's one thing I don't want to do. I don't want to do this. I kind of just want to just continue because I don't want to put limits on myself, right? That's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm putting this little limit, but this is a really good week for me. So I don't want to like. I kind of want to build on this momentum right now, and then from here on now, then I won't do this. I just kind of have to kind of learn from this, but I don't want to build. I don't want to ruin all this right now. Right? We'll have a good week and then finish strong week. If we can maybe close out with like 2K above 2K, cool. That'd be perfect. A little 2K week, and then we'll see it next week, right? How we can follow that up, and then next week again. This is like a new thing for me. It's like a new feeling. It's a new chapter. It's a new streak that I'm on. I've never been on this, so I don't want to like overdo it in a sense, and then get humbled in a sense, right? So again, take it for what it is, and then I'm gonna learn from it, soak it in, cool, and then next week, if this does happen again, then again we'll be good, and we wouldn't need a break, and we'll just kind of continue, right? Just kind of control the emotions, and make sure that we are, just well established here. So, with that being said, I think I'm just gonna reanalyze GU. You know what I mean? Because even now, I think it can come up here. I still think this can come up here, but again, it's just I don't want to be. What's the word? I just don't want to be in this. Okay, like we just seen here, right? It just gave us an exhaustion, so we could pull back even with this candle again, kind of like how we did here, and then who knows, maybe get a candle, maybe just tap these MAs, maybe just tap this here and come back. Like I'm cool, right? I'm cool. Made my day, I made my profit. I'm cool with that. And that was actually the biggest thing, right? The fact that I can actually say that right now, like I'm cool, is because I had 3 lots. Like I said, right? I came into this week saying that, you know what, I gotta make every move worth it, right? I gotta make it worth it, but at the same time, making it worth it can also sting a little bit if I do take a loss, right? So, for example, like just say I had 3 positions here, right? One position was like $150. So, if I just had one entry here and I caught this move, I would have been up $150 for the day, rather than 1,000. You know what I mean? So this is where that kind of, again, I'm okay with closing that out. If I was at 150, I would now be holding this trade right here, and now trying to catch up here because I need to hit at least $200 to $300. Because again, $150 for the whole day wouldn't have been worth it, right? It would not have been worth staying up all night, all that stuff, right? It would not have been worth it at all. So this is where again, like I'm okay with closing. I'm so comfortable in this position and this close that I'm able to skip a day, right? Now say I only had one position, now I would have been like, fuck, well, I need to trade tomorrow. Like I need to make, all this money. So this is really good that I kind of tweaked this a little bit, and now that I'm entering 3 positions, but again, it could be scary, right? Because again, we were just being, I think it's just this 30-minute candle alone here. Where is it at? Here? I was like $220, right? $220 in just one candle. One 30-minute candle. If this could have gone even down here, we would have been $500, $600 in negative, right? So, but again, once it pushed up, right, we're now $1,000 in profit. So that's where it's saying it's like we just gotta get really good on our moves, understand a lot of these things, and then just make it worth it, right? Make it worth it. Make these moves worth it. So that was just that right there. So I think I'm gonna continue to do this. Every position has to be within anywhere from minimum 3. I mean, I can do 1 or 2. I mean, no, minimum 2, minimum from 2 to 3. That's the minimum, right? 2 to 3 positions, right? Because even 2, say I do 2, okay, cool. I'm gonna close that out. Boom, and I'm still making. Say I only had 2 entries here, and I'm still making like $700, right? Which that's okay. I'm okay with that as well, right? It has to be a couple $100, not 150, not $100, not $80, none of that, right? So it has to be a couple $100. Boom, for me to feel like it's worth it. And then yeah, right. Anything more after that is on me. If I want to take that risk, if I feel like I'm being confident, you know. So that's kind of where. But again, it's all about baby steps, right? It's all about baby steps. I gotta get comfortable with just winning. Let me get pretty consistent right now. Right now, I'm pretty consistent, right? I mean, pretty profit last week, and then this week too. And this week too. Let me see. Nope, still not. So it does take a while. So yeah. So again, tomorrow I'm gonna just take it off. I'm still gonna analyze. I'm still gonna break it down as if it was just a normal day trading, but I'm not gonna enter any trades. Yeah, I'm also gonna take a withdrawal as well. I think I'm gonna put myself back at a 2K account size, and then from there just kind of hopefully I can be back at this position at the end of the week. Maybe I can find a good, nice, little, decent trade based off GU, UJ. I'm not gonna touch gold nor US30 until I'm at 3K. Right, and that's when I'll touch gold and US30. And even with gold, I'm thinking about maybe just going based off of 0.5. US30, I feel good entering with the standard lot. Even just a couple standard lots, but it'll probably be 1 or 2 for sure. But I feel good with entering a standard to 2 standard lots here. But I have to be very, very careful on this. Actually, we'll just take it little by little, right? No big steps. UJ, just one big move. Because again, a UJ move, let's say a 30-minute candle. So US30 is pushing pretty good right now. But let's say just a 30-minute candle, right? From here to here, that's a move. That's a nice, decent size. I mean, even just, okay, so, stop loss, so, damn, yeah, see, so, even just a standard lot on a 30-minute push, I'm making $2,000, so yeah, we are good, and this is like a little, that's what is that, so just a standard lot is good. 30 minutes, let me see if it's the same thing for 30 minutes. 30 minutes, maybe look this push here. So let's do like a stop loss. Let's say I'm trying to buy this area, or I'm trying to sell this area. I think I'm a little bit more now. I mean, it looks to be like, what's going on? Well, the spread is 30. Where's the spread at? Is that where I'm meant to be? This is off gold. Something's off. I mean, leverage is 500. Oh, that's what's off. The lots. Damn, okay, so it's gonna change a lot. So yeah, a standard lot is actually pretty much the same. Oh, actually, no, it's a little bit half, because we're half. So if we're thinking about like a move itself, maybe it was like this here. It's like doubled. It's like doubled, right? So if we kind of take this, so let's say we catch the here, there, I copy this, right, and then from here, stop loss, down here, 2,000, right? Oh, sorry. From the start of that to there, it's a 2.1, right? 2.1. Now I go to gold. Same thing, right? Let's paste that. Oh damn, so yeah, so it's gonna be a lot more. Stop loss. Same thing, standard. Sell. Yeah, 5. So it's like doubled. So yeah. So I think 0.5s. Oh, 0.5s for gold. And standard lots for US 30. And I think even till we even touch gold with the standard, I think we would have to. I want to say anywhere between that 7 to like even 10K mark for just a standard, because this is so volatile and it's just crazy. So I think 0.5 is good for me. I'm trying 0.5 is trying to catch a move, you know. So it's like, but again, I'm not touching any of these until we hit that 3K. So again, even just next week, and to end the week, still off these forex pairs. Next week, same thing. So we'll start to see based off that, right? So yes, I'll be taking a withdrawal, $400. So a nice little $400 in profit for the day. Yeah, and then hopefully once we get to that 3K mark is when I can start taking out. I want to start taking out positions like for the day, for whatever I make for that week. You know what I mean? So say if the week I'm at 3K and then I make 1,000, I make 2,000, I'll be able to withdraw that, and then I just want to leave my account at 3K and then just stay at that and just kind of withdraw, make withdraw, and then just be able to do that. So yeah, so we'll see. I'll still make a video for Asian session, what I see, maybe take a couple like mental trades here and there, just let it be, see how it plays out. And yeah, that'll be that for the trade. So things that I want to work on is just more. I mean, I'm not gonna consider this a mistake, right? It was just we want the H4 move. I think if we try to entering now 2 or 3 positions here, but while still having this, it's just unnecessary at that point. That's when we should have been like, okay, you know what? I see us stopping here, so I'm going to exit, but I want to enter another 3 here. That would have been reasonable. But we didn't. We stuck to these 3. Not bad. Not bad at all. So I'm okay with that. So this trade here overall, I think I will consider it to be A plus trade, right? No mistakes here. Not that I can think of. Oh no, okay, B plus trade, right? We forgot to draw the zone out, which would have helped us not be in drawdown. So yes, B minus trade. Pretty close. We're getting better, right? So gotta stick on this and continue this